Hello, welcome to Q Skills 2 Listening and Speaking Unit 2, and today we're going to look at the grammar in the unit. And what we're going to study today and practice is using its and theirs. Okay, so this is what we're going to study today. First of all, an introduction, followed by when do we use its or it is. Then we'll look at practicing using its and it is, so this is over to you. Then when do we use there is and theirs? Then what do you think comes next? Yeah, you're right. We're going to practice using theirs and there is. Then we'll look at the book, so you will need your book. You will need to look at page 34, and then we'll look at the LMS for some extra practice. So, are you ready? Okay, let's go with the introduction. Now, in English, sentences must have a word before the verb. The word that comes before the verb is called the subject. Let's have a look at some examples. For example, I go. In this one, I is the subject and go is the verb. You live, he is, she isn't, my family is, and the car was. Okay, let's have a look at some examples in sentences then. I'm happy. Okay, so you have I as the subject, am is the verb, and happy is the adjective. Two more examples. We love football, or the car is in the garage. So the question is, when do we use its? Let's take a look. We use its when we know what the subject of the sentence is, but we don't want to repeat the word the same subject. For example, the car is old, it's in the garage. We know the subject is the car, but we don't want to repeat the word here. So we say the car is old, it's in the garage, not the car is old, the car is in the garage. So it is used instead of the car when it's one object. So, to summarize, the subject is the car, and we don't want to repeat the subject, so we replace it with it. So, now let's do a little bit of practice. You will need to pause this video in a second when I tell you, and I would like you to use it correctly. So, let's have a look. Please complete these sentences using its. So London is in England. I want you to complete it using it. So you could say London is in England, but I don't want you to repeat the word London here. Make another sentence. Our class is at 4 p.m. today. Our class is the subject. I want you to tell me something about the class. And my computer is okay, but, and I want you to say something about it using it. There are many different possibilities, and I will give you a couple of possibilities. Pause the video now, and then I will give you some answers. Okay, let's take a look at some possible answers. These are mine. London is in England. It's a very big city. Our class is at 4 p.m. today. It's going to be interesting. And the final one, what did you put? Okay, let's have a look at mine. My computer is okay, but it's not fantastic. It's very slow. Okay, let's go over to theirs and there is. When do we use them? Okay, let's read this together. We use there is when we talk about something for the first time and the subject of the sentence is not clear. And this means the verb needs a subject before the verb, but we are not sure of the subject. So let's have a look what I mean. For example, there is a nice restaurant near here. This is the first time we're talking about the restaurant, and we cannot just say a nice restaurant near here. We need to make a sentence. So we need a subject and a verb. So we use there is. Let's have a look at another example. There's not much traffic in the city today. Not much traffic is the first time we're talking about it, but we need a subject and a verb, so we use theirs. And finally, There's a beautiful place in the desert we can visit. A beautiful place in the desert is the first time we're talking about it, but we need a verb and a subject, so we will use there's. Now, let's go over to you. I'd like you to practice. Please complete the sentences using there's. So we have a town called Leeds in the north of England, and we want to make a sentence. What do we put here? A lot of work in Riyadh thanks to the metro project. We need to make a sentence. What do we put here? And finally, no time to finish this exercise in this lesson. We need a verb and we need a subject. What do we put here? Pause the video and think for a minute. Okay, I think this one is quite easy. Here are the answers. There's a town called Leeds in the north of England. There's a lot of work in Riyadh thanks to the metro project. And there's no time to finish this exercise in this lesson. Okay, let's go on to the next part. However, you need to be careful. There are some mistakes you can make with its and theirs. So let's just remember what we've studied so far. We use its when we know the subject. And we use theirs when we are talking about something for the first time. So, now over to you. Which of these sentences is correct? There's a party at my house next week. Please come. Or it's a party at my house next week. Please come. Let's have a look at another example. It's a new Samsung smartphone in the shops. There's a new Samsung smartphone in the shops. Which one is correct? Is it this one or this one? And in the second example, is it this one or this one? Pause the video and let's have a look at the answers. See if you've got the same as I did. There's a party at my house next week, please come. This is correct because we're talking about the party for the first time. And the second one, there's a new Samsung smartphone in the shops is correct because we're talking about it for the first time. Now I'd like you to take your books and I'd like you to go to this page, page 34, please. Hi again. So let's go to page 34 in the book. You will see this page here. Here we have the grammar section, there is and there are. And let's have a quick summary of this. There is used when something is being mentioned for the first time. And the pronoun it in the expression it refers to something we already know. So what we're going to do now is practice with this. I would like you to pause the video and complete the paragraph with theirs and its. Let's have a look at one example. There are many different animals in the park. There's a bright red bird in the tree. What comes next? Please pause the video and then we'll check the answers. Okay, let's check the answers. There's a bright red bird in the tree. Did you put theirs or its? In fact, it should be its. A male cardinal. Nearby, there is or theirs or its. There's a similar bird, but it's brown, not red. A female cardinal. Its. On a flower, is it there is or it is? There's a beautiful orange and black butterfly. And what's next? It's a monarch butterfly. Predators can see it easily, but they also know that it's a dangerous insect. Its wings have a terrible taste. It's a colour to warn predators. Now finally, I would like you to go to the LMS, please, in Unit 2. So let's take a look. This is what I want you to look at in Unit 2. I would like you to go to the grammar section, which is this one, and choose there is or it to complete the paragraph. So let's have a look. It's winter and I'm here just north of the Arctic Circle, snow all around me. Is it theirs or its? Okay, please take your time to do this exercise. And when you've finished, I'd like you to try the next exercise, the grammar expansion. What I'd like you to do is complete the sentences with theirs or its. So, a new business class at the university this term. Is it their or its? If you think it's theirs, write it. If you're not sure, you can read the use of theirs and its by clicking this box. Okay, let's go back to the screen. Now that you've completed these two exercises, all that remains for me to do is to say thank you for watching and listening, and good luck with your English studies. Thank you.